Man United won, Burnley won, and again we find new and imaginative ways to be shit. It's as simple as that. There's no dressing it up, and at this point, it's just emptiness, just absolute emptiness. You know, you could just see that it's a mixture of so many things, individual errors, players making mistakes and not understanding what to do. The tactical side of how we're set up or lack of is so evident. It's so obvious to see. I don't know how people can't see that. And of course, players who aren't good enough. Mixture of everything. I'll tell you one thing. If I'm INEOS, if I'm sitting in them stands, I just don't see it. I don't see how they're going to carry on with this. And that's players, that's manager, that's coaching staff. It's all of it. It's all of it. We're finding new depths and new ways every single week, right, to be worse. And it's all good sit there and saying, oh, you know we're this bad. Why are you thinking that? Or what do you expect? That's the whole problem. Like, since when did we just start, like, just letting these things be okay? Or just saying it's only because players made a mistake, or it's only because we got injuries. It's not only because of them things. Them 11 players that we had out there, man for man, player for player, name for name, are better than Burnley. Do we all agree on that? Because if we do all agree on that, which I think we should be, then it's clearly not about talent, is it? It's not about, well, we just came against 11 better players. Did we? Because when we're trying to build these cases as to attributing the blame as to what's going wrong, did we just face 11 players that were better than our players? No, we didn't. No, we did not. It's as simple as that. We did not face players that were better than ours. So what else could it be? Bad day at the office. Well, it's not a bad day at the office because this has happened not just one time. This has happened a multitude of times throughout the season. Okay, so let's cross that off. So it's not a bad day, and it's not that the opposition are better. Third, the way that the teams are set up, the coaching, you know. Well, it's not, okay, no, it's not the coaching, you know. Ten Hag's trying to do this vision. He's trying to do this. He's trying to do that. It's not the coaching. But then, hang on a minute. Do we see, okay, then so that must be something that's out the blue. We haven't really seen that type of performance from us. That was so out of the blue, I can't believe what I've just seen. But the problem is, I can. Why? Because it happens all the time. I just don't know where else INEOS can look and say, well, it's okay as it is, you know? And people say, get the players out first, you know, to go before the manager and stuff like that. And these players, look, the players cannot get let off the hook. Casemiro, some stupid passes into midfield. Maguire mistakes. Eriksen mistake. Bruno in transition. Mistakes. Garnacho, wasteful. Balls like a hot potato. We can't keep it. Absolutely right. And those are the bits the manager can't legislate for. But the other side of the argument, which I'm seeing more prominently now, to be honest with you, is the complete lack of ideas of what to do when the going gets tough. And that comes from coaching. Sequentially, routinely. Like, what is it that we're doing? We said here on the match, people say, we can't get through phase one. I said, look, it starts from as soon as the keeper puts the ball down on the goal kick line, on the 6-yard line, our sequences and patterns should start from them of how to play out. It's not just simply down to an error. It's down to, right, if I'm Onana, I know that I'm going to get the ball off Harry Maguire. Then he's going to run infield. That's going to open up space for my left back, or vice versa on the right-hand side. Or actually, there's going to be a little bit of rotation between Kobbie Mainoo and Eriksen. One's going to go long, one's going to go short, or they both come, and then one spins. I got my option, and we work on that over and over and over and over again. The way that Burnley were creating chances against us was quite sequential. They are, not rock bottom of the league, second bottom of the league. Second bottom of the league. Burnley have come to Man United, gone 4-4-2, occupied our centre-halves, got us in transition, and should have won the game quite comfortably with the chances that they had. Did we miss chances? Absolutely. Were we wasteful in front of goal? Absolutely. But here lies the problem. Against second bottom of the league, you're playing basketball. The playoffs have just started in the NBA. I thought I was fucking watching that. It's end-to-end. And it's not just end-to-end against teams that we're inferior to, i.e. Man City, or i.e. Arsenal, or at the moments we was about to play Liverpool's still a better team than us, still say that, against Liverpool. It's not just against them teams. It's not against Villa or Newcastle, like it is when we play them, but it's against mid-table. It's against teams that are going to be in the Championship. And actually, that's probably doing being a bit disrespectful to Burnley, like I have been during the previews, actually saying they're a championship team. They've got a chance of staying in this league, and they might still. But effectively, you get my drift of what I'm saying. Same with Sheffield United, made it difficult for ourselves, but managed to do okay in the end. Same against Coventry, made it difficult for ourselves. So if you're INEOS, you're looking at this saying, you've played 2 definite championship sides in Sheffield United and Coventry, and then 1 maybe championship side, second team from bottom. And look at us. Look at us. Now the individual errors. I mean, look, you do nick a goal like we did because Burnley made a mistake. That was the only way we were going to score. We had to rely on bottom of the league, second bottom of the league, to make a mistake at Old Trafford for us to be in a position to win the game. And then, of course, you get these situations where people are just absolutely losing their minds and making dumbass mistakes. Casemiro starts it off with a stupid header that's just back to the goalkeeper where he should never do it. And Onana, complete loss of head. Complete head loss. What on earth is he thinking? I'll tell you what, he hasn't learnt from when he done it at the very first game of the season against Wolves. It's exactly the same. That day they should have got a penalty. And this time was even more bang to rights. He's forearmed the guy in the head. What is he thinking? And Wan-Bissaka actually wins the header. So just stay where you are. He's not going to score a header from there, is he? But no, we don't do it. And again, this is where one side is the players of the lack of, game management, but secondly, it's reverting to type. Because we don't have them patterns and sequences and a style of play to fall back on, when we score in emotionally high moments, we have nothing to lean on to say, right, we're going to play our game now. It's just ad hoc. What we're doing is ad hoc. We're making it up as we go along. We're waiting for an individual bit of brilliance, which Anthony showed, or was it brilliance, but he done really well to score that goal and take the chance. We're waiting for a mistake for the opposition. And if we don't get those things, usually we don't win. That's it. Because when we play teams that are way lower than us, it's not like we blow them out of the park. We don't blow anyone out of the park. So look, I have never been one to get the manager out or jump on a manager or be toxic or just want things to change for the sake of changing and not understanding where we're really at and not look at both sides. Hence the reason why I've been on this fucking fence for so long, because there's so much of me that wants Erik ten Hag to succeed. There's so much of me that wants him to turn this around and for us to give him that level of patience. But you can't rid him of all culpability. That's not how management works. And especially when there's a new set of guys in there where the quickest and easiest decision to make to start the process of undoing this all would be to start with a manager who's getting poor results. You live and die by your results. You live and die by your decisions. Erik ten Hag's substitutions today. I saw that there was boos at Old Trafford when he took off Rasmus and Kobe Mainu. You live and die by these decisions, and we haven't won the game. The narrative after Sheffield United, which I tried to push back on, was, look how well we play without Marcus Rashford. Total bollocks. We've just played a team 1 place higher in the league and played awful without Marcus Rashford. So it isn't that. Do you know what I mean? I've had my say on Marcus Rashford and what I think should happen, etc., but it ain't just him. Let's stop being deluded and thinking that this is just going to change by just waiting. It's not. It's like there's a house on fire and it's blazing everywhere, and we're not going to try and put a fire extinguisher there. We're not going to try and get the hose out and get the water on it. Let's not call the fire brigade. Let's just let it burn and hope the fire stops by itself with no intervention from anything else, any other elements. And that's just not how life works. It's not how football works. So, listen, I just don't see how INEOS are going to continue in this vein. You look at the games we've got coming up. They're extremely worrying. Palace away under the lights Monday night. Who fancies that? Not us. Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, Brighton away, FA Cup final. What are we? You can see what's around the corner. So I know what's coming in my head. I don't think he can turn this around. I would love for him to. And I'm not about the whole Ten Hag out, I've had enough, get out of my club. It's not my style. But I have to be 100% honest with what I'm looking at and how I feel it's going to go. That's how I feel about it, guys. If you disagree, disagree. If you agree, you agree. Let me know in the comments.